Snapdragon 7 Plus Gen 3 debuts to bring more capable mid-range phones. Welcome to Today AI, the hub of cutting-edge technology and artificial intelligence updates. Just a few days back, Qualcomm unrolled the curtains on the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3. While the SoC is a step below the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3, it's still a flagship chipset. So, what about the mid-range smartphones? Today, the company launched the Snapdragon 7 Plus Gen 3. Like the predecessor, the new Snapdragon 7 Plus Gen 3 aims to bring powerful mid-range phones. As a matter of fact, it has seen a noticeable performance boost, which means the upcoming mid-range devices will get a sizable upgrade. Qualcomm wants to offer a flagship-grade experience with the Snapdragon 7 Plus Gen 3. Like the flagship Snapdragon 8 Gen 3, the new 7 Plus Gen 3 is built on a 4nm TSMC process. But it's not only the process that makes it capable. Instead, it's more of the core configuration. To be specific, the SoC packs an octa-core CPU. It consists of one Cortex-X4 at 2.8 GHz, 4 Cortex-A720 at 2.6 GHz, and 3 Cortex-A520 refresh at 1.9 GHz. Of course, it's not the same core configuration as the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3, but the chip still has what it takes to deliver great performance. To be more specific, Qualcomm is promising a 15% boost in CPU performance over the Snapdragon 7 Plus Gen 2. What about the GPU and AI performance? The GPU situation isn't as great as the processor part. This new chipset doesn't have ray tracing support. This means it's not the same graphics as the one found in the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3, but that doesn't make the Snapdragon 7 Plus Gen 3 average in terms of graphical workloads. Qualcomm says that the new chipset offers a 45% boost from the GPU of Snapdragon 7 Plus Gen 2. For reference, the GPU of the predecessor could beat the Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra in stress tests. This means the newer chip can definitely win against some older flagship phones when it comes to GPU performance. Other than that, the 7 Plus Gen 3 does bring great GPU features. That includes super resolution and 120Hz refresh rate support. It also brings frame interpolation. Unfortunately, the chipset doesn't have AV1 decoding support. That would have made the GPU more efficient in video streaming. Qualcomm is also bringing on-device AI on the mid-range Snapdragon 7 Plus Gen 3. The company says that it supports Stable Diffusion image generation and Gemini Nano. Also, the chip brings support for multi-language translation, virtual assistants, and transcription. But don't expect to get as fast experience as the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 from the Snapdragon 7 Plus Gen 3. As Qualcomm notes, the 8 series SoCs offer premium Gen AI experiences. But the Snapdragon 7 Plus Gen 3 shoots for a flagship-grade camera experience. The camera capabilities of the Snapdragon 7 Plus Gen 3 are impressive. It mirrors the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 in many ways. The chip boasts a triple image signal processor, ISP, that can juggle 3 lenses seamlessly. This translates to potential support for high-resolution cameras like 200-megapixel sensors, or triple 36-megapixel setups. The chip also supports real-time semantic segmentation. It is a fancy term for adding depth and detail to photos and videos. While it doesn't capture 8K video, the 7 Plus Gen 3 offers most of the ingredients for exceptional camera experiences. It supports 4K HDR video, recording at 60 frames per second and Google Ultra HDR photos. Availability and expected phones. Unlike its predecessor, the Snapdragon 7 Plus Gen 3 appears poised for wider adoption. Several phone manufacturers have expressed interest in using the chip, including OnePlus, Realme, and Sharp. The wait for these devices won't be long. OnePlus has already confirmed the launch of the OnePlus Ace 3V in China on March 21st. It will be the first phone to feature the 7 Plus Gen 3. While Qualcomm remained tight-lipped about US availability, they did describe the Snapdragon 7 Plus Gen 3 as a global chipset. This bodes well for users in Europe, India, and other markets outside of China. Expected pricing for phones featuring the 7 Plus Gen 3 falls between $400 and $600. This aligns with Qualcomm's previous estimates for the more premium Snapdragon 8 Gen 3, which is expected to power phones priced between $500 and $800. And that's a wrap for today's dive into the realm of artificial intelligence. If you enjoyed this journey as much as I did, don't forget to give us a thumbs up and share your thoughts in the comments below.